Travis Wayne Goodsell. Yes, I'm back, and most likely this is going to be put up before the other 3 that I have in line waiting. But there's lots to talk about, and we're not going to talk about it in this video. We're instead going to discuss both Governor Cox and Mitt Romney's replies to Marjorie Taylor Greene's call for a national divorce. She's done this before. They didn't make those responses previously. They're just doing it now. But we all know that if the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints were to pull both Governor Cox and Mitt Romney aside and say, hey, we want you to support Marjorie Taylor Greene in causing a national divorce, you know they would be on board. And yet the church can't do that because they have to keep a distance. But this is their plot and plan, to divorce themselves from the United States of America. If America is not going to fall so that the church can have their kingdom back, then they need to be able to divide themselves from the rest of the nation to have their kingdom back. They've got to get their kingdom back one way or the other. And it's not legally going to happen. The United States won't let them. And so, as I've been telling you, Joseph Smith was Jewish, specifically Kabbalah. And because of that, the Book of Mormon was overseen by Joseph Smith Sr. to make sure that it got finished and was published, because of the incident that occurred on 9/11, 1826. And if you're not going to watch my channel and this is your first time viewing, I'm not explaining everything for you in this video, even though apparently I've got internet speed galore. And so we then are taught by the Book of Mormon that it is not literal history. 1, it's in the learning of the Jews. 1 Nephi 1:2. Second, it has a manner of Jewish prophecy. 2 Nephi chapter 25, verse 1. And third, it's a book of Revelation. Like the book of Revelation, which is in the first book of Nephi, with the tree of life. And so, it's Mormon 8:33 for that reference. And as such, what you read is not literal. So when you see a name, it is a code. It is a type and shadow. It is a symbol of a person of the latter days. And the hero of each of the stories is the Christ figure, according to the learning of the Jews. Don't leave that out, because once you put in Jesus, you've now put in Christianity. That's not the learning of the Jews. And yes, there is a character named Jesus in the Book of Mormon, isn't there? It's not Jesus. It's Emmanuel. And Joseph Smith calls him a mortal human male who is Mormon in the latter days, which means he comes from the great and abominable church. Doctrine and Covenants, section 103, verse 16, for the redemption of Zion, which has to do with Joseph Smith History 140, that prophet was Christ, referring to the Jewish Christ, who is mortal. It is not Jesus. So, now that we know this, and we're all in agreement, we are united as a Zion people. No contentions, no disbelief, no hate, right? We go to 3 Nephi chapter 7, because this is where we are in the timeline of the latter days. Verse 1, Now behold, I will show unto you that they did not establish a king over the land, but in the same year, in the 30th year, they did destroy upon the judgment seat. They do not have the same government, do they? So it could be Roberts, Justice Roberts, or it could be Biden. Yeah, I'm not going to go into the history and blah, 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 blah. And so we're waiting for this event. Yea, did murder the chief judge of the land. And the people were divided one against another. So the top of government is murdered, and the people are divided, and so because of this division, they get a divorce. Verse 2, and they did separate one from another into tribes. We're not going to be separated into tribes. This is symbolic code for states, liberal and conservative states. So the ones that are both equally, they're going to be at war. And so, yeah, when you're in the minority state, like I am here in Utah, and I'm not a liberal, I'm neither. That's the whole problem. You guys have been purposely brainwashed to be corralled into one or the other group for this sole purpose by psychologists. And it was a Mormon, actually, Stanley Smith Stevens, who developed the whole pattern. I've done many videos on him for you. And thus they did destroy the government of the land. Ta-da! So they're unsuccessful in establishing a king. Who's the king? Well, the king is the one in the first year of the reign of King Zedekiah. It's not Zedekiah, is it? So then you have to figure out what date Lehi is seeing in his star vision. And, or you can watch my videos. I even pointed out to you in the very first and popular video I've ever had on YouTube. It's back in July. I don't think it was May. I think it was July 2017. So yeah, once you understand the Jewish learning rather than Christian learning, you learn the difference, then all of my videos all of a sudden make sense. And all of a sudden you're terrified and horrified that the church has deceived you so easily. Or, to quote verse 5, because you yielded yourself to the power of Satan. So isn't that fun? So this is what we're expecting. And so Marjorie Taylor Greene does not follow me. She does not watch my videos. She doesn't even know me. And so the Book of Mormon is correct. They knew the plot from 9/11, 1826, and made sure that we were warned. And only those who would know are those who join the church, because you're the ones reading the Book of Mormon with a Jewish learning, right?